Two Ojibwa Indians in a canoe had been blown far from shore by a great wind. They had gone far and were hungry and lost. They had little strength left to paddle, so they drifted before the wind. At last, their canoe was blown onto a beach, and they were glad, but not for long. Looking for the tracks of animals, they saw some huge footprints that they knew to be those of a giant. They were afraid and hid in the bushes. As they crouched low, a big arrow thudded into the ground close beside them. Then a huge giant came towards them. A caribou hung from his belt, but the man was so big that it looked like a rabbit. He told them that he did not hurt people, and he would like to be friends to the little people, who seemed to the giant to be helpless. He asked the two Indians to come with him, and since they had no food and their weapons had been lost in a storm at sea, they were glad to go with him. An evil Wendigo spirit came to the lodge of the giant and told the two men that the giant had other men hidden away in the forest because he liked to eat them. The Wendigo pretended to be a friend, but he was the one who wanted to eat the men. The Wendigo became very angry when the giant would not give him the two men, and finally the giant became angry too. He took a stick and turned over a big bowl with it. A strange animal which the Indians had never seen before lay on the floor looking up at them. It looked like a wolf to them, but the giant called the animal Dog. The giant told Dog to kill the evil Wendigo spirit. The beast sprang up to its feet, shook itself and started to grow and grow and grow. The more he shook himself, the more he grew and the fiercer he became. He sprang up at the Wendigo and killed him, and then grew smaller and smaller and crept under the bowl. The giant saw the two men were surprised and pleased with Dog, and said that he would give it to them, though it was his pet. He told the men he would command Dog to also take them home. They had no idea how this could be done, yet they had seen the giant was a maker of magic, and thanked him for his great gift. The giant took the men and Dog to the seashore and once again gave Dog a command. At once it began to grow bigger and bigger, until it was nearly as big as a horse. The giant put the two men on the back of Dog, and then told them to hold on very tightly. As Dog ran into the sea, he grew still bigger, and when the water was deep enough, he started to swim strongly away from the shore. After a very long time, the two Ojibwa began to see part of the seacoast that they knew, and soon Dog headed for the shore. As he neared the beach, he became smaller and smaller, so that the men had to swim the last part of their journey. The Dog left them close to their lodges and disappeared into the forest. When the men told their tribe of their adventure, the people thought the men were speaking falsely. "Show us the mystery animal Dog, and we shall believe you," a chief said. A few moons came and went, and one morning while the tribe slept, the Dog returned to the two men. It allowed them to pet it and took food from their hands. The tribe was very much surprised to see this new creature. It stayed with the tribe. That, as the Indians tell, was how the first dog came to Earth.